It's your boy. It's your boy. Here we go. We got a good one today. We have.
Yeah.
How we sounding? How we sounding? Everything good?
You sounding good. Sounding good.
Everything good. Okay, here we go. Shout outs to everybody tuning in. Welcome. It's your boy Chinks Brinks. We got Lady Miz here.
Yeah.
Lady of all hats, many hats. Right? And we got the music expo going on. We're gonna chop it up about a couple topics, get some things going on. Shout outs to everybody tuning in. If you can't hit the like button, it will be a little while, not too long. She got so many things to do, so we can't keep her too long. Her time is real precious.
Today is the resting day, though.
Yeah, right. Bless this, the Lord's Day. It's the Lord's Day. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get straight to it. For starters, let the people know, for the people that don't know, where you from and what's your name.
Yeah, so right now I live in Orange County, New York, Middletown right now. I've been out here for a minute, probably like 15, 16 years. I'm originally from Philly, but then I moved to Rockland County, and then from Rockland now I'm here in Orange County. I'm an independent artist, songwriter, author. I have a podcast called From the Ground Up Productions, and I'm working on my potato chip company right now. And I'm also the CEO of Peace Mentoring LLC, where I provide workshops and classes teaching people how to build their credit, how to start their own podcast, and several other things.
Yes. Very important. I think we're gonna leave that for another date, right? But we most definitely got to chop it up about the credit, right? That's real important in my eyes, and I think that's one of the things that people are not doing, right? And
Absolutely.
We most definitely got to leave that for another, because that's real touchy and it's a real long subject, but it's important. I'm glad that you got that, though. I didn't know that. Now that I know that, I'm most definitely on that. I'm attend some, if you have the seminars, the classes, or whatever. I most definitely want to attend those, because I have to get a little bit more, in tune into the credit side.
Absolutely.
So, that's dope. But you said Middletown for over 6. That's crazy. How coming from Philly to Middletown. Tell us about that breakthrough. How was you able to make that breakthrough?
Well, first, I didn't come straight from Philly to Middletown. I went from Philly, which is where I was born, and the beginning of my life and childhood was there. And then from there, I moved to Rockland County in Spring Valley. And then I've been kind of like all over Rockland, from Nyack, Haverstraw, Spring Valley. Then I moved from Rockland County to Orange County. But I will say, like, the transition is crazy, because Philadelphia, even though I know it's crazy right now, I know it's a lot of murders, I know it's right now it's not looking like a good place, right? But when I was there and when I was growing up, I was introduced and I was used to the culture of people, especially Black people, right? So the culture and how neighborhoods was, where we actually had communities. I was used to that. Then coming from an area which is, a city area, and then moving up to a suburban area, the transition was different. It was difficult for me. I was young to really adjust to what the lifestyle was being in the suburbs, because the how can I say, the mindset of people is a little bit different than when you're coming out of a city area. So for me, I miss the culture. Okay. I miss being from a community. Right now, all I see is neighborhoods. There's a lot of neighborhoods. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The family structure is broken up. A lot of things that I see now going on, even within my own family, it's a little devastating and it's heartbreaking, because I'm not used to that. You know what I mean? So when losing that and still trying to maintain and move forward, it's a struggle. But listen, I'm here and I'm still grinding, and I ain't never going to stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. How would you tell for the peoples, how did you get your name, right? Because I always compare it to Lady Cypher, right? My other partner. How did you get your name, and what, like the Ladi part? That's significant to me. That's what made it stand out, and it works super big for you on the search engines too.
Well, I gotta really shout out Demo Wet on that. He is a producer where he produced for many artists. He did the Hate Me Now for Nas. He did a lot of Alicia Keys, Jay-Z's, and Foxy Brown. You name it, he's done it all. I used to be Misery, right? That was the name that I used to go by, Miz for short. And I got the name Miz from ex of mine that I was dealing with in Queens when I was young. And that name came from like how I used to rap. Like I was very hardcore-ish, right? Because I was more in the streets or whatever. So they was like, damn, like you bringing Misery, so we're gonna give you Misery. Because before I had Sweet Tea, you know, back in the days and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Sweet Tea,
crazy.
you know, the old school days.
Got you.
He gave me Misery, and then doing the music, I took a very long hiatus, as they would say, and I was not really doing it as much. And I kind of fell back. When I got back into doing music, and my style changed up. I became more of a conscious rapper, more of still hard. I'm still with the shits, right? But at the same time, you know, I'm elegant with mine. You know what I mean? So it was like when they was listening, Demo Way, he was like, I don't know about Misery. I think I hear a lady now. I hear a woman. So he was like, Lady Miz. He took out the whole Misery, which I'm glad he did that, because Misery, when you got to be careful what you call yourself to and what you invite into your
energy.
whole spirit. Yes, and the energy. So changing that, it didn't only shift me, it shifted here as well. So that's where I got it from. Demo Wet, he gave me that name, and my style just changed. So that's where the lady came from.
That is dope right there. That is super dope right there. And you said when it comes to the industry, right? You said that I seen that you had the song that's sexual, right? And I'm gonna get straight to it. You got the song that's sexual, and you said that you more of a hardcore like / political rapper. And I do see that you have more of that type of material, right?
Absolutely.
So it would be safe to say that that's your style. That's where your comfortability is at, right?
Right.
So when it goes to the point where, hey Dallas, hey, cool it, interview time. When it goes to the point of you having to seek out that certain, you know, a vibe, how does that feel? Because it's almost like the same in my context. Like they want to see the sexual part, but you're a certain type of rapper. So how does that feel? Because I think you got 11,000. 100,000. I think that video was 100K in. So, and you know, to see that, and I was like, whoa, that's big right there.
Right. So the thing with that is when I got back into doing music, right, it was like, okay, I'm spitting conscious all the time. But people started telling me, like, people don't want to hear that shit all the time. Sad to say, but it's I guess it's the truth, right? Because if it wasn't, then other artists that talk about sexual things 24/7 would not blow up to the magnitude that they did, because people want to hear that, right? But people also still want to hear conscious music. So for me, I felt like I was balancing that out, because at the end of the day, you gotta let people be who they are, you know. But for me, I decided that let me go ahead and give them another version and show them that, like, if I really want to do that, I can do it. You understand? It's not that I'm not trying to toot my own horn or whatever you want to call it, right? But I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I know that I'm not an ugly person, right? I know that I have a body that I can show off if I wanted to, but I wanted people to respect me for my grind and my skills over my body. But I still wanted to show people that, you know what, I still can do that if I wanted to, but it's going to be my choice if I do it. Not because somebody told me this is what you got to do to get your numbers up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to, my dignity means more. My integrity means more to me than that. So for me, it's just really about showing people, yo, this is, I'm capable of it and I can do it, you know, as you see, but this is what I really do. This is where my comfort is at. You know what I mean? Yes.
It's so crazy you say that, and like you proved it. You proved it, and it's almost like you called people out when you did that, because it's like, okay, y'all follow me, y'all flex with me, you know, and I appreciate y'all, but I need y'all to flex with me what I'm comfortable with. Exactly. But we all know that's not how it works, right? So in the end, would it be safe to say that you're a woman that's not going to fold? You're not going to fold. You're not going to say, okay, well, this is going to make the money, let me cater towards that, or you're gonna stand strong? And how do you feel?
I'm never gonna go to the point where I'm doing something that I'm embarrassed about later on. I'll say that. So I'm never gonna say that. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm still a woman who still want to be sexy in the whole 9 yards, right? But at the same time, if somebody say, hey, you got to completely go whack with it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. That's not for me. And there's no amount of dollar that's going to make me do that if I have to be ashamed of it later. But if it says, hey, yo, if someone says, like, you know, I can give you an opportunity for this, we just, you know, give me something like touch me or take it slow, and it's still in my own lane where I can still be sexy, but still
exactly
classy at the same time, because people think that sexy is not always bad. You know what I mean? It's not always bad. It's how you give it up, you know? So it all depends on what a person is asking for. So I would be willing to do sexual songs as long as it does not it's not something that I would be embarrassed about. I have to still have there's a line that I'm not crossing.
It's a line.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it's like, why do that when I could do both? I showed you I could do both, and I'm a cater. Right. I'm not gonna settle for, you know, that's how I feel right now. I'm not gonna settle. I know what they want, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna settle.
Absolutely.
So I super agree with you. How did you get your start in music?
Ooh, that's going back. Like my start, like what start you talking about?
I'm talking about since day one? Not the love for music when you started and when you heard it on the boombox, and then you was like, oh, not that part. That's the start. I'm talking about like when you really like called yourself a music artist and it was serious. Like what point was that? What?
Okay, so there was 2 points. Okay, so my first point was oh boy, trying to think. It might have been in 2000 or something like that. I can't really remember off the top. But let's just say when I started, it was right before I got pregnant with my son. I was going hard. I was meeting people. I was out there. Listen, I was in the same spots with Nicki Minaj before she blew up, right? I had everybody like Mona Scott, all of these people's phone numbers. I was in these places talking and networking with these people at that time. And then when I got pregnant, I kind of fell back, right?
Okay.
And then I stopped altogether. I'm not really mad that I stopped, but here's the issue, and I'm gonna get to the other second point of it. The issue is when I decided to come back, and I looked at all those people who didn't stop, where they are now. And it was like, oh man, that could have been me. You understand? I was there before anybody knew these people, before they got to that stage. I was in the same circle, networking. I had people that was willing to help me get to that point, and I fell back. I didn't think that I can do it and be pregnant at the same time and stuff like that. I didn't think that I could give it what I know that it needed. So I had to fall back. I'm not mad that I fell back, because if I would have continued, who knows? I didn't know what I know now on the business level. So I could have been an artist that got jerked, right? I could have been somebody who was so eager to just sign anything just so people could know me and I could get the clout, but own nothing, right? So that was then. Now, the part when I got back into it was about 3 years ago, is when, honestly, my daughter's father's girlfriend at the time hit me up and called me like, yo, Miz, you should get back into the music industry. A lot of people find it strange that somebody that that is my daughter's father girlfriend at the time would hit me up because I was cool with her. I'm cool with everybody. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she hit me up and she's like, yo, Miz, you should get back into the music, blah, 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 this and that. Now, I don't know what the intentions were, but at the end of the day, whatever they were, it made me say, I'm going to go do this again. So at that point, which was 3 years ago, is when I decided I want to do the music again. But here's the thing. Still at that point, I did not understand the business. Okay? I ain't know nothing about the real way of registering copyright and Harry Fox. What is it? Boy, I can't even think of it.
BDS SoundScan.
Yeah, all of that. The sound
ASCAP,
I know
BMI. None
of that. I mean, I had my BMI since day one. My daughter's father made sure I had that. But all that other stuff, I ain't know nothing about that. So when I decided to get back into it, I still was somewhat ignorant to a lot of stuff. So from me making this decision, it took me from the 3 years to now to be able to understand why it wasn't meant for me to happen back then, no matter what and whatever happened for somebody else. You know what I mean? It wasn't meant for me because I wasn't ready. So now that I understand that it's more than music, it's about branding. You know what I mean? Yourself and ownership. I know that this was the time that it was meant for me to do what I got to do. So technically, 3 years ago is when I really said, I'm going hard at this and I'm going to make something happen.
Something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting. So you got the 2-point part. That's dope as hell. That is dope as hell. Okay. So that was that was the start. Who inspired you? Who inspired you?
Now that all depends. That all depends of when we're talking, right? Are we talking about the first beginning point?
Let's go towards the I would say the industry. Who inspired you from the industry?
It's so many people that inspired me. When I first started rapping, I was 11 years old. I started writing my own rhymes at 11, and I was on punishment. Like I was acting out as a kid because I moved from Philly to Rockland County, and it was a different like scenery for me. I was like, where the hell am I? You know what I mean? Like, and then I didn't know nobody. My family structure that I knew had broken apart, and I felt alone. So I used to listen to music. So we talking Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, Rakim, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah, MC Light, those people, Run DMC, Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, you know, Gangstar. I could go on and on for days. I'm talking about, to me,
Gangstar.
the legends and the icons. the legends and the icons in the industry. But the day that I decided to first put the pen to the paper was I was listening to Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. It was called The Show, and I was on punishment because I got in trouble, and I was listening to their song and I was repeating their words and I was rhyming it, and I was like, damn, I feel like if I say this and I say that, I could say it just like them. So I started blocking their words out and writing my own and kind of like rapping over theirs, and that's how I actually got inspired. But it's so many. Nas, Jay-Z, I could just go on for days, but that's where it started.
Gotcha. Gangstar or Cool G Rap?
Oh, I hate doing one or the other. I hate doing one or the other because they both so dope. The only thing I can tell you is I probably would say I listen to Gangstar more. But I still love Cool G Rap. Buck, take that with you on the way down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know about that, though. Y'all know about that.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so all right, you have one artist.
Mm-hmm.
You have one artist to choose from. You're on the island. You're stranded.
Mm-hmm.
You only have one artist to choose. Who do you put in that iPod?
For me right now, Jay-Z. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm a whole fan to the end. To the end. I can listen to Hov.
Wow,
all
she said Hov.
Day. All day without skipping a song, without moving on. Like, and I also just love how he grown from where he was to where he is at now as a businessman. I respect him on so many levels, and I try to learn from that. I try to look at people that I see, damn, you know, this is what
Emily.
this brother's doing, you know, with his family, his kids, he's what he's building. And not only that, how he's giving back like to the people and helping the communities when people are in situations and they say don't nobody come through. It's bigger than music. You understand? I'm looking at what he's doing with the people. So for me, I'm always like, Hov is my number one, y'all. I love Jay. I love Jay. Some people wasn't feeling that 444 because they wasn't understanding what he was talking about. But I did. So that was one of my favorites.
Man, I know the fans and everybody was just tuning in, just hoping you was gonna say Chinks Brings.
Oh listen, I'm listening to Chinks. Don't worry about it. Listen, that's the Bay, what? That's the Bay. I ain't flexing with these Chinks. I'm only flexing with the Bay. Okay, hey, come on now, stop playing. Listen, I didn't even say myself, so don't feel bad.
That's a fact. That's a fact. When it all boils down, it's a lot of artists in the 845. It's a lot of talent. If you had the powers to turn an artist a millionaire and give him a record deal right now, who would be the artist that you have in mind out here?
You definitely one of them for sure. And matter of fact, I want to tell, and I don't want to speak too soon because this is something that I'm working on. I'm working on a reality show for 845 artists. Okay. Or not just artists, but also for anybody trying to make it in this area. And y'all gonna see me advertising for that real soon. I'm keeping it quiet because right now I'm protecting and trademarking and registering everything, right? But gotcha. You are definitely somebody because I see your hunger, your grind. I see you out here definitely trying to make shit happen. You know what I mean? You are hitting every avenue and you're networking, you're smart, you be trying to make sure shit. I be paying attention, even though I be going, but when I look, I still pay attention to who's moving and doing their thing. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, there's so many in the 845.
So many, right?
So many in the 845. Cat, no, he's not from 845. I was about to mention him. Mason is another one. Ian 95 is another one. And I can't think off the top. Sometimes you catch me off guard. I can't think.
It's the pressure.
But,
it's the pressure.
Yeah.
You put pressure right there. They always want to put that on you, right? Like you be like, "Oh my god!" Now it's my. I got the gun now. It's my turn.
Yes. But it's so many talented people out here, and I really just wish that. Well, we talk a lot of that support stuff. But a lot of people, they say it more than they do it. It's like a fad, right? It's like I'm gonna ride the wave because this is what everybody say. But a lot of people don't really know what that really means. And it can mean something different for everyone. It doesn't have to be the same thing. You know, it's like it's like the love language. When you're in a relationship with somebody might say, oh, if you're not giving me affection, that's not love. But somebody might say, but I buy you stuff all the time. That's my way of showing you. So the love language is different. So is the support language. It's different. So we got to understand that when it comes to dealing with, you know, people and other people who's doing the same thing as you.
Gotcha. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Here we go. It's about to go down. Oh shit.
Oh Lord of mercy. All right.
Oh Lord.
Do you It's two questions. It's a two-part question.
Okay.
I know we all dread these questions. Do you believe there's Illuminati inside the game?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I do.
Wow. Okay. That makes it more interesting. All right. You believe there's Illuminati? God, this is crazy. That's why I say it's called, because it's a two-part lead up. Okay. So you believe there's Illuminati in the game, right? So we have Lady Miz, aspiring artist. We have Illuminati, right? Renowned, crazy, mystical force, right?
Okay.
You get in the game, you make it, the Illuminati is real. They come to you and tell you, hey, look, listen, this is what it is. We want your soul. You have to, make some sacrifice. But You don't have to sacrifice. This is so bad. I'm terrible for this. You don't. Oh God. You don't have to sacrifice. None of your family. But in order to, continuously to make your mark in the game and to get bigger, and we're gonna make sure that you be the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to sacrifice somebody. You have to sacrifice somebody. It don't have to be a family member. It don't have to be a friend, but you have to sacrifice somebody.
I know exactly who I'm giving up already. Cause some of y'all motherfuckers be pissing me off, yo. I'm just trying to tell you. See, don't you shouldn't even went there. Cause I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you like this. And I be trying, I swear I'm trying to be such a sweetheart. I really am. But some people is pissing me off. So, so with those people that's pissing me off or doing me dirty or using me, right? And it's a lot of, do you mind if I curse?
Nah, you good.
You sure? Because, I don't want to go on your show. I don't know how you do it.
We ain't going to edit nothing.
It's a lot of fuck shit going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And although people might see me and they might think that, oh, everything is so gravy, everything is not always gravy behind the scenes. I just choose to try to conduct myself and restrain myself from responding on the internet because Lord knows I be wanting to go in, okay? But I don't. But here's the thing, because I got to tell myself, if I feed into these people, then what you feed will grow. And if I give them that energy, then that means I open the door to that more negative energy in, right? So for me, I have to transition out of that and focus on the ones who's giving me good energy and positive and supporting me, and don't focus on the other ones. But I tell you right now, for the ones that are pissing me off, they be the first motherfuckers I give up.
First sacrificial lamb.
They asses out of here. Illuminati, get them.
Man, come think about it, yeah. I was opposed to it. I was the artist. I was like, man, fuck that. Fuck. Now that you say it, man, you swayed my mind in a different. We terrible. All right, now this gets a little bit more critical, right? We try to get a little bit more critical down the line.
Okay.
If any artist right now was to pass away, which one would make you cry? Which one would hit you the worst? What artist? God forbid.
I'm going back to Jay again. You talking about artists in the industry?
Yeah.
For me, it would be Jay. I'm telling you, Jay is like the number one. Jay and B, like those two. And I know a lot of people think they're part of the Illuminati too. So, you know what I'm saying? They probably like, yo, Miz gonna be on that shit real soon, right? I'm throwing up the diamond, yo. Rock Nation, baby. Okay, listen. Jay, it would definitely be Jay because, like I said, I really do, I'm growing in all of that, of course, but there's still people who inspire me. And when I look at what he does, like, I'm inspired. I want to be able to get myself to the point where I am in a position to be able to give back the way that he does. Sometimes it's hard when you're coming up. Sometimes people think you already got everything, right? And you're still trying to build that, and they expect to get certain things from you that you don't even have. Like, it's like giving from an empty cup, right? Let my cup fill up first so it can overflow into everybody else.
Exactly.
That's what I'm working on right now. So to answer your question, for me, still, Jay comes to mind. Like, I really like Jay is my favorite.
So that only leads me to assume the next question I would ask would be him too. So who would be the first person you want to do a feature with in the game?
Oh man, BJ. Jay
falls
under there too? They sound like they untainable people, right? Because they so big in the industry. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I would rock with so many different people. I like a lot of people that's out there now that you would be surprised. Even some of the ones where somebody would probably be like, you listen, yeah, I might be in here listening to some oh my God, I can't even think of the name of the song. What's that song? Blue Cheese. I'm addicted to blue cheese. I like that shit, yo. That should be having me open. Who is it? It's not 4 and 5.
Oh man, and we live doing this, Lord have mercy. Whoopty?
Yes, that one. Right. Well, yes.
That's why I be trying to have to stay in tune. It's too many. It's coming at a fast
it's
rate.
A lot. I can't keep up either. I gotta sing the song so you know what I'm talking about. I be like, what's his name? What's the name? Whoever, whatever. But I rock out to that stuff too. Because I love the sound and I like the change, right? So although I'm from a different era, I still know how to balance it out and accept the innovation of what happened in the industry, what's going on in music. So, at first I was like, I ain't trying to hear that, because people get stuck in their ways, but you can't be like that, because there was a time when before our generation came along, the generation before us didn't want to hear it either. And we used to wonder why. So we got to open that door and give opportunities for those and support them too. So but if I had to pick somebody, it would be Jay all day, or Jadakiss. Jadakiss is my man. I don't know what you got going on now, but I love Jada.
You added Jada in there? Okay, then.
You added Jada.
Yeah, you most definitely get a green light for that one. I'm weird when it comes to Hov. I'm weird. Let me put y'all on the game quick fast. When it comes to Hov, right? I didn't get my start into Hov all the way until I was an adult. Reason being, let me tell you, and it's like that for a lot of males. I know so many males that would Jay-Z, man, get the hell out of here, bro. What are you talking about? Because he was so complex. When he said he's the king of entendres, he literally puts a metaphor within a metaphor, and you have to figure out that metaphor only when you come of age. This is what people fail to realize. Still to this day, I'm listening to certain things in Jay-Z, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what he was talking about, right? And then we're seeing certain liquors and certain, swag and certain drip come out, and it's like, Hov been talking about that shit.
He been trying to tell him.
But this is the thing, he's so complex that you really can't get off into him. So like me and a lot of others, we really wasn't checking them. We was more like Hot Boys and Lil Wayne and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was the thing for me when it comes to Jay-Z. He was too complex.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest. There is some times where I had to go back, and when I listen to his music, I'd be like, oh snap, I missed that. You know what I mean? But see, that it's not just him. Even when I go back to music before Jay and I listen to it now, I'd be like, oh, I was repeating that, but I didn't even have no idea what the hell I was saying and what it meant. I just knew the words, and I'm just rapping along. And that's why you gotta be careful too with what you listen to and what you say, because you don't know who you are. You're embedding that in someone in some type of way. Yep. But yes, Jay all day turning 2 to a 4, 4 to an 8. You understand what I'm saying? I love it. Flipping numbers. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. He knew what he was doing since day one. He branched off and did his own thing. And to me personally, I just love him as a businessman.
That is so dope, man. Out of all people to say, like, when it comes to females, it's always usually, the soft rapper or the super fly swaggy. You went straight to the lyrical, that was dope right there. That's dope. Okay, cool. On the closeout, right? Let the people know, everything you got going, everything you got coming up. We ain't going to expose all the little sauce, man, you got going on when it comes to the songs and all that, right?
Absolutely.
Expose all that. But we're going to let you, take over for now and let the people know before we close out.
Yes. So, I'm dropping this thing. As they already know, I am an independent artist, okay? I go by Lady Miz, spell Lady with an I. Most people got to know that, Ladimiz. I have my podcast called From the Ground Up Productions, and I'm really putting a lot of time and effort into that. I interview independent artists, mainstream artists now, business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, you name it. If you're doing
web series,
for the whole 9 yards, if you need an interview, you get at me. I got you. As long as you're serious about your business. That's the one thing that now I'm being more picky on. The person got to be serious, especially if we're giving them, an outlet on our platform. So I do that. As I told y'all before, I have my business called Peace Mentoring. LLC, where I'm a motivational coach and workshop instructor. So I teach people about credit. I teach people how to build, fix, and maintain their credit. I am a part of someone else's business where if people need loans, I now got the connection for that. They could go directly through me. I can send them the application. No doc loans, where if somebody's out the country and they do not have documentation in the US, we can now get you a loan to be able to get your house or your business, whatever, off and going. So anybody interested in that, you can hit me up. I never tell people about this, but I'm going to start promoting this. I'm a distributor for Young Living essential oils. And let me just briefly touch on that real quick.
Go ahead.
It's more about understanding how to transition from chemicals to everything naturally coming from the blood of the plant. I am big on essential oils, and not the ones that you can buy in the store, because the FDA can say that it is 100%, even if they only put 5% in it, because that's their right to do that. That's the law, right? So they can say this is 100% essential oil, and it's really only 5%, and they have a whole bunch of other chemicals in there. So especially in this time with COVID, and I should have been promoting this, but in this time to build up your immune system, to get away from chemicals that you wash your clothes with, toothpaste, all of these things, and going to those same products that has none of those chemicals in it, that's strictly natural. I do that. I am going to start doing workshops and going live and teaching people about this, because I think now more than ever, when it comes to the people that are losing their lives and people that don't know how to be healthy, I can teach them how to slowly transition, because if you try to do it too fast, it's going to be too much. So I just wanted to put that out there. I am also starting my own potato chip company. Here's the deal with that. The name might slightly change, okay? The name of my potato chip company might slightly change, because there has been obviously a little bit of road bumps while doing this. So I am in the process of now really getting that rolling to where I should have them out very soon. So look out for my potato chips that's coming out. And I have 2 publishing companies, book and music. I decided to do that because I want to own my own stuff, right? I put out a book under somebody else's stuff. They're taking my money, right? I put out music, didn't have no publishing. Where's the money going, right? So now, and that's what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to use Jay-Z's line. I smarten up, open the market up, right? I had to say, yo, let me go start my own stuff so that I can get more of my money. I deserve it because it's my money. I'm putting in the work, right? So, yeah, that's what I do. Again, anybody looking for any of that, rather you want to be interviewed, if you need a feature, if you want to get a transition from chemicals, if you want to learn about credit, I'm your girl. Holla at me, Lady Miz. You can go to my website. You can hit up my Instagram. You can hit up my YouTube. You can hit up my Facebook, because I'm still heavily active on Facebook. And look out for my reality show coming up with independent artists and anybody trying to make it in the 845. I'm gonna be looking for contestants and doing a casting call for that. And I'm working on my network, my TV network. So yes, that's everything that I got going on, y'all. So Lady Miz, let's get it.
Moving. Moving, just a moving. Look, listen. It's always a blessing chopping it up, vibing with you, because I always get an important piece of information that I can always take back. That's always vital, right? So it's always a blessing, but it's even more of a blessing for you to come up here and chop it up with me, you know what I'm saying, in front of the people. Most definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate you for having me. You know I'm here. You came on our show. You always reciprocated. You always been supportive. I know you out there. I know you share our stuff too, and you support it. So we appreciate you as well too. Just know, if I'm busy, it doesn't mean I forgot. But when I come through and I see, I'm here. Okay.
Exactly. That's
all right.
A fact. So y'all stay tuned, because me and her got some things in the work. We gonna try to make it happen for the summertime for the people.
Absolutely.
Is more of a summertime thing. So we got some things in the works. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the motto. Secure the bag, secure your family, stay branched up. I love y'all. I'm going.
Peace.